Coach, you've mentioned before you kind of want to see how your team responds to adversity early in the season so they can grow from that experience. Not to look too far ahead down the road, but just talk about the challenge of facing an Akron team and then 48 hours later coming back here and playing what looks to be a pretty good Pine Bluff team.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot in the offseason that we had a very challenging schedule. It looks to be maybe a little more challenging than we even thought, in July and August with the results, the early season results. But we had a little bit of adversity, obviously, Monday. We're down at half in a home opener and played much better in the second half, but that's just a taste of it. We're going to have way bigger challenges and tougher leads to overcome and etc. So we haven't faced any major foul issues yet or anything of that nature, and we're going to not play in someone else's barn, but we're going to have to play away from the friendly confines for the first time. So got a lot of respect for Akron, very well coached. Obviously another NCAA tournament team last year with a good core group of players back from that team, and they're a program, at least right now, that doesn't play a ton of guys. They rely on two guys to do the bulk of their scoring, and then they only play about 7-8 guys on normal nights. At least that's what we've seen thus far and what we've heard. So we'll have our hands full. They got the two kids, the one kid out front, Castaneda, and then the big kid around the basket, Freeman. They're both very accomplished players, and Castaneda can shoot it, bounce it, just scores it in a variety of ways, and then Freeman's just a load. I mean, he is so skilled around the basket with the right and the left, and he was the defensive player of the year last year. So it'll be a heck of a matchup for Tolu and the rest of our bigs around the basket Friday night.
We'll keep it to coach's right and go to staff.
You mentioned there, just playing away from home, obviously a neutral site. What have you learned in the past from your coaching experience about, what knowledge you can gain about a team, this early on playing in an environment similar to an NCAA tournament game?
Yeah, I love going on the road. I love being with our guys where it's just us. You get to know each other better. We're in a hotel and we're having meetings, and obviously it's just us, and so the normal people they would talk to, when practice is over, aren't around, and so I just think that relationships are formed and at a deeper level when we're together like that. We're eating more as a team. We're just hanging out more as a squad. We're traveling with one another, and I love seeing where we're at, and I've been around other programs, part of other programs. We've normally had a lot of success on the road, and I think that's probably the true test of how good your team is how you perform away from home. I mean, most teams, at least the good teams, win the majority of their games at home, but the great teams are ones that can go on the road and find ways to, overcome what the road, brings. And so it's a heck of an early season test for us, and I'll be anxious, just like you all, to see how we perform.